Hello, my African family. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is fine. And like I always said, I hope everyone is living their best lives. Because remember, it is your life. You have to live it according to your own terms, right? Do not let people tell you how to live your life. Do not let people tell you what to do in order to live your life the way you want. It's your life. Everything works according to you, and you should be the master of it. I just thought I should run this through you. So let's get on with some of the stories from Africa making the headlines. So let's quickly run through some of the stories making the headlines from our beloved continent, Africa. So let's begin. Senegal, Sonko, Wade not listed among official candidates of February 25th presidential polls. Yeah, that these two opposition candidates are not on the list for the presidential election. Like I have said before, elections in Africa are something very, very complicated. For some reason, Africa and Africans still organize election in very funny ways. Like the ruling party will do whatever it takes to keep themselves in power. They will do whatever it takes to sideline opposition candidates. They will do whatever it takes to make sure that anyone who try to challenges their power is being dealt with severely. This is a very common phenomenon in Africa. If we are supposed to move ahead, if we are supposed to forge ahead, if we are supposed to become the continent that we want to become, there are certain things that we have to do that will help us get there. And I think that incumbent leaders persecuting oppositions or ruling parties, just outright banning oppositions, is not the right way to go. It's never the right way to go. But let's continue with the story. Senegal's highest election authority unveiled the names of 20 candidates allowed to contest in the February 25th presidential election. Opposition leader Usmanu Sonko, who finished third in the 2019 presidential polls, was disqualified from the ballot because he faces a 6-month suspended sentence following his conviction for defamation, the Constitutional Court said. His now dissolved Pastif party called the move the most dangerous precedent in the political history of Senegal. This conviction renders him ineligible for a period of 5 years, the council said. The council's deemed Karim Wade, the son of former Senegalese president Abdoulaye Wade, as ineligible for the ballot. It said Wade had dual citizenship at the time he formally declared his presidential candidacy. Well, I think for Karim, he was a dual national, and I think the French government has relieved him of his French citizenship. But I think he did have dual citizenship. And my only concern is I'm sure Karim knew that someone with dual citizenship is not allowed to contest for the presidency. He knew that. But for some reason, I don't know why he didn't got himself relief of the French citizenship before filing in to contest in the elections. But this is something very common in Africa, like I said before, and the government or the ruling party will look for anything that will give them a little bit of legitimacy to sideline opposition parties. If they see an upcoming party, if they see a candidate that is strong, that is going to challenge them, they will do whatever it takes to make sure that that candidate doesn't run in the election. But let's move on to the second story for the day. EU's internal struggles amid Red Sea tension. The Houthis in Yemen are causing a lot of troubles in the Red Sea, and the EU and America and also some of their cousins in the Middle East are finding it very difficult to put the Houthis under control. They have destabilized major shipping routes, and that is going to affect the things we buy in the supermarket. You're going to be seeing some price increase that is as a result of this destabilization. So let's see what the European Union has put in place to kind of like curtail or discourage Houthis attacks in the Red Sea. The recent tension in the Red Sea have highlighted the challenges facing the European Union in achieving a unified stance on Middle East policies, particularly in response to the US-led naval coalition against Houthi attacks. Lopez, a Spanish economist, sheds light on the divisions among EU member states, emphasizing the difficulty of establishing a cohesive Western approach to the situation. The United States proposal for an international maritime coalition to safeguard shipping lines from Iranian-backed Houthi attacks has not garnered unanimous support within the EU, while the US and Britain have shown solidarity in the operation. Spain, along with other EU members like Italy and France, has maintained a cautious and non-committal position. Yeah, this is a very challenging thing for everyone. And let me just say this right. Using force is not going to solve the problem in the Red Sea, because the Houthi in Yemen understood how this kind of fighting goes. They have been involved in fighting like this for many years now. So they're kind of like, they have a lot of experience in in this kind of fighting. So if the US and the EU and the United Kingdom thought that just using their military might was gonna stop the Houthi from doing whatever they're doing in the Red Sea, I think they might be joking. Now, negotiations can go a long way in solving the problem. They will have to negotiate with the Houthi. They will have to ask them what they want, and they will make sure to give it to them. In that way, we can all have peace. In that way, we can all have things in our stores. In that way, shipping lines will not be disrupted. Because even if this blow out into a full war, bear in mind, the shipping companies won't still use the Red Sea, because they will be scared of getting hit by maybe a Houthi drone or an American one or a one from the United Kingdom. So they won't still be safe. So they will not want to put the lives of their sailors and their ships at risk. They won't use it. But let's move on to our next story for the day. Burkina Faso, fresh coup attempt thwarted, authorities said. I think we've been hearing about coups being thwarted in Burkina Faso like all the time. And sometimes it's difficult to say for sure if these are really coups or these are just military men trying to silence any voice or anyone that said anything they do not appreciate. Remember, in a military regime, okay, when you said anything that the military leaders or leadership do not appreciate, you will be labeled as someone trying to destabilize the nation. Since Ibrahim Traoré came in, we've heard about 4 coup attempts that, according to the Burkina-based military, were thwarted. So we do not know if what they are saying is the truth or not. But I know one thing for sure, that France will never let Burkina Faso be. They will do whatever it takes to bring them down. And they might be behind all these coup attempts. France is a country that loves the long game. They understand how to play the long game. But let's continue. The spokesperson for the government of Burkina Faso denounced Thursday what he called an attempted attempt at destabilizing the Sahelan nation. He said a coup attempt had been fueled and the alleged coup plotters arrested. Citing findings of preliminary investigation, Jean-Emmanuel Odriego said the coup was scheduled to take place on January 14. He added that a network of military officers, some retired, some active, as well civilians and activists, conspired to destabilize the institutions of Burkina Faso. The network allegedly sought to target citizens' watch bodies to sway the people's support for the ruling MPSR, Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration. Foreign funding was being unblocked for the accused to proceed with their plan. The statement further read, "An undisclosed number of people were detained for questioning and technical analysis were carried out." The government spokesperson said intelligence service and defense forces were vigilant. It is the 4th coup attempt authorities in Burkina Faso have claimed to have thwarted since Captain Ibrahim Traoré took power by force in September 2022. So it's the 4th coup attempt in Burkina Faso. And the sloppiness and rampantness of this whole coup attempt makes one wonder if what they are saying is the truth or not. But be it as it may, we will wish the president of Burkina Faso well, because I think that the only reason we are having military men in power is because civilian politicians did not do their job. Civilian politicians came in and did not do what they were supposed to do, and so they let the country open to other ideas and ideologies. So I believe that Ibrahim Traoré will be able to fix the country. So let all of us give him time and see what he is going to do.